Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us at New Eagle Essentials. This is our fifth of 5 webinars this summer, all designed to help students and families who are new to AU really get all the really important information they need and get the lay of the land on lots of details before arriving on campus. My name is Samantha Kirby Caruth. I'm the Associate Director of Family Engagement, and I am on the New Student and Family Programs team. So our whole team is here to support you. And we are here with our amazing colleague, Brian Rowe from the AU Career Center. And we also have online Savara Ubey, who is our summer intern, also a graduate student at AU, and also Numa Khan, who's our graduate assistant in our office and also a graduate student at AU. So with that, I think we'll keep going. Know that you can put questions into the chat. Our team will be able to answer some questions along the way if they know the answer, and we may also hold some questions for the end so we can answer it conversationally as a whole. Any other housekeeping elements, Ryan, Savara, Numa, before we? All right.
I think you're good.
Welcome to AU and beyond. So to give you a sense of what our agenda is, we have 2 very important topics. Today, we are going to talk about beyond the classroom. Number 1, career services at AU, and number 2, family engagement. First up, I'll kick off.
All right. Yeah, can I take it away here, Samantha? Thank you very much. Thank you. Folks, again, welcome. I'm really happy you're here. I know you've had a series of these, and I know these are very helpful and sort of learning about a new place for those of you who are new students, getting a sense of all these particulars, hopefully taking good notes. You made it to the final class, right, of the series this summer before you arrive. And I'm very, very glad to talk to you about career services. You'll have the opportunity, an optional session during new student orientation, for instance, to hear more about it. But we want you to get this, there's been materials you can see online, and then there's our opportunity to talk tonight. But it is important. We want you to go into your first year at AU thinking, yes, I'm going to develop a relationship with the Career Center. I know what is possible with their assistance, where I should be, what I can get help with, and so forth. What we don't want is you to wait till you're a senior, right? We want you to come in earlier, begin the conversations, and I'll talk a little bit about sort of wherever you are on the career development path, wherever you are with your majors, decisions on majors, or even thinking about careers or not quite yet. We're happy to work with you, and we're looking forward to that. And we love it when first-year students come in. Whether you're a first-year student, a transfer, come on in and begin these conversations. I want to do sort of an overview of what a career center does, right? Some of you may have come from high schools where there are career education and career development folks. And then others might not, right? It's not exactly typical, I think, of all high schools. So what does a career services office offer? And I want to highlight something. I'm from the AU Career Center. That's the name of my office. But there are a total of 3 career offices on campus, each with a slightly different profile. So very quickly, we have our colleagues in the Kogod Career Development Office. We have colleagues in SIS. They have a career center that focuses on juniors, seniors, and then graduate students, right? Kogod focuses on all of their students. So you have these 3 offices. So there's a number of people on campus that are here to help support your growth toward your first career, right? So 3 offices, which is fantastic. These offices work very well together. We coordinate very well together. We share resources in many cases together. During orientation, you'll see representatives from all 3 offices. So that is a big positive, that the university cares enough about that there are these different offices that can help you with those, with your needs. If you end up with a major in, let's say, SPA, School of Public Affairs, we're your main office, but let's say you have a minor in COGOD, for instance, you'll have access to those folks too. So it's, again, a wonderful setup. We've got 3 offices to help you. All of the offices tend to do the things I'm about to talk about right now. Career advising. We have these individuals titled career advisor. They're student facing. They're there for you to talk to. We do career and major exploration. So some students come in and go, I love AU. I'm kind of thinking of maybe 2 or 3 majors, honestly. We can talk to you about the career dimensions of those majors, right? So as part of your decision on what to choose as your major, we can talk to you. We have data, if you want to look at earning potential, if you want to look at typical career areas based on certain majors, we can help you with that information and sort of, serve as a sounding board to kind of coordinate with. But at the end of the day, of course, it's your decision. To apply to things like part-time jobs, internships, even leadership opportunities, volunteer opportunities, sometimes on campus or off campus, you'll need your job search materials. And I know most of you have a resume that you use to apply to the university. I would say that's sort of an academic application style resume. Um, we're going to help you kind of reconfigure that to something that even on-campus employers are expecting to see as well when you're ready, off-campus employers. So, and networking is extremely important now, especially right now. Things, are in transition, I would say, in the work world, and getting to know people in your field of interest is very helpful. And all of our offices, career centers, provide these structured opportunities, and there's sort of different types of those. Sometimes it's a larger style networking event. There may be 60 students there. There may be 25, 30 employers. Right down to one-on-one scheduling appointments with an employer who's come to campus to talk to students about their field, their specific company or organization. So you've got all of that as a possibility to help you learn more about a field of your interest, because we want you to make decisions with as much accurate and current information as possible. So that's one of the reasons we connect you. And we connect you a lot with alumni. It is easy for us to get alumni to come back and contribute to AU. I think of all the universities I've worked over the years, AU has the easiest time getting alumni to come back and share and help and support. And then we've got employers who just are really impressed with our students who aren't alumni, who will also come in and engage with you because they know they get quality candidates when they're talking to AU students. So, and of course, interview preparation. For those of you who've never had maybe a formal interview, we have a number of ways we're going to help prepare you for that. And even if you've been through a number of formal interviews, it's always good to practice and kind of, if you're a little rusty, prep again. So I mentioned some of the events that we do, like networking events of various sizes. We will do employer visits, both to employers. So this past year, I accompanied a group to Congress, where Congress invited AU and a very select few other organizations and universities to come so they could talk to us about not necessarily internships and jobs in members of Congress offices, but the actual structure, the folks that keep the Congress running and being productive. So they brought us in. So I accompanied a cohort of students to the Capitol, and we were able to meet with some of the employers there. So that's absolutely something. And then a lot of employers will come to campus to meet you. So they'll come here for job fairs, for networking events, for one-on-one meetings that you would schedule through my office, as well as information sessions about employers. In addition to all those sort of in-person resources, all of our offices have quite a lot of information that we put online, right? So there may be a day where you need to see, you know what, I'm fixing up my resume. I've got an appointment with a career advisor next week. Let me see if there's some work I can do ahead of time, to make that meeting more productive. Why, yes, the Career Center has resume design examples on their website that I can use to kind of reconfigure that. So when I do meet with the advisor, we're already halfway there and we can really fine tune it, for instance. So um, we use a platform called Handshake, and I think you all have got an email from Handshake. It should say something like, "Welcome to Handshake." You should have received that, oh, maybe a week ago, week and a half ago. It usually goes out around July 17th. Check for the welcome to Handshake message, students. That your account has already been created. You'll just need to claim that with the single sign-on that you'll use, to sign into quite a lot of things in AU. So you have that Handshake account. You schedule appointments with your career advisors. You can search for internships and RSVP for events. For Kogod students out there, they use a different platform. So you're going to hear, Kogod folks are going to hear about the Kogod platform that they have. So you'll receive information about that. And then within our websites and kind of sometimes behind the single sign-on, there are softwares that we pay for you to use. So for instance, Big Interview, you can practice interviews with Big Interview. It's going to give you feedback, right? So you can do that with a person in the Career Center, or you can use a software. And we're seeing more and more sort of AI initiated interviews where maybe that initial screening interview is an AI analyzing your answers. This will give you a bit of experience in that sort of a situation. And then, of course, you can talk to a person. So, and InterStride is great for international students who might be on the call. InterStride is a great resource and platform that the Career Center provides with a lot of useful information that you can use during your time at AU. And then also, if there are US students who are interested in going abroad, either for, in summer or after graduation, InterStride is also very useful. So those are just two examples, but there will be different resources on your Career Center page. So Kogod will have some very specific business focused resources. SIS will have very internationally focused, and then my office does quite a lot of all of that. So we'll have that. Okay, we can advance to the next slide. I want to talk a little bit about experiential learning at AU. This is an absolute strength of American University. What is experiential learning? Learning while doing, learning while experiencing. These are immensely beneficial experiences that complement your academics, right? So you have your superior academic experience at AU. These either combine with them in a rather direct way or complement them, in other ways. And we've got obviously career readiness. A lot of folks want to attend university. One of the reasons they do that is to advance their career. There's data, statistics about overall lifetime earning potential is greatly enhanced with a university education, a college degree, right? So the office, or the Career Center offices are obviously very focused on this. Internships are a great example of experiential learning. Our internship participation rate is over 90% for the last 3 graduating classes. And that's very typical. It sort of hovers around that 90%. If you include other types of experiential learning, which I'll talk about in a sec, that number shoots up to like 98% or something like that. It's really, really a strong example of how engaged students are. So internships, fellowships, obviously campus jobs, these all contribute very directly to your career readiness. However, I'm going to say employers are looking at all of these, right? You can take any of these. So for instance, global experience, study abroad, does that have A beneficial effect on your career trajectory? Absolutely, it can, right? Kind of depends on how you are presenting it, how you're talking about skills. Um, we have internship opportunities overseas. At AU, the Career Center and the Study Abroad Office are aligned. I would say very much aligned. We report up to the same person. We have the same boss. We share resources. We assist one another. So you have this really unique kind of fusion marriage, maybe, of the Career Center and the Study Abroad Office. We also have experiences within the Student Leadership and Community Engagement Office of something called alternative breaks. And you can go abroad for alt breaks or you can stay domestic for alt breaks. But these are all these experiences that contribute, that sort of merge really beautifully with your academic learning, right? So again, that enhances the learning. It provides you a lot of skills that will serve you down the line as as you move through your university career and then beyond, right? Service learning, volunteering, community service projects, and again, that sort of other side of the alternative breaks where you're staying. Maybe you're going to New Orleans to study a social justice issue there, or New York or Los Angeles, and students lead those alt breaks, by the way, with a university faculty or staff member to sort of be there as a representative of the university. Samantha, if you can switch to the next slide, I have three other experiential learning categories. So again, student leadership. When students come to me and say, Brian, how do I get a really good internship? If I've maybe they will say, I've only ever, so they're immediately discounting something, right? I've only ever, kind of worked part-time in high school, or, this summer I had a part-time job, but how is that impressive? And I start to, like, we talk about what they did, and I start to list off skills that I believe that experience provided them. And then they start to go, yeah, 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 yeah. Um, the same thing with leadership positions, right? Starting a campus organization, maybe being a really active member, taking on a committee role within a student organization, maybe being an officer in a student organization. We have, you know what? We've got a really serious student government at AU with the big, impressive School of Public Affairs, with one of our top, most numerous majors being political science, and then all the other majors that are sort of related to that in in the School of Public Affairs, in SIS. We've got a really engaged, involved group of students that are participating in student government, right? So you have these opportunities to learn and develop skills that employers recognize and respect and are looking for. Um, there are fantastic peer mentoring, peer facilitating roles on campus. The Career Center hires students to go out and sort of talk about career services, what we offer, what are our resources. We've got students like that. There are also students that do quite a lot of support in other areas. So you have these great student leadership opportunities. So if you come in as a first year student and let's say you get involved in a campus organization and maybe you kind of move up within that pretty quickly, that's something that when you apply for an internship, we've developed it out very nicely on your resume. It's projecting skills, relevant skills that employer is looking for. They get it, right? Transferable skills. If I learned it here, it's useful over here. We have so many of those, right, that you can get. We can't leave out in classroom experiences when we're talking about experiential learning. The faculty at AU are phenomenal, right? In the experience and the work that they've done, in the research that they conduct, in previous, lives, careers that they've had before they became faculty members. You're going to see all of that. There's an opportunity to be involved in projects that they're promoting. You're writing papers on research topics, which gives you a certain amount of knowledge. DC is a town of consultants. We've got think tanks, we've got researchers, they're sort of like permanent students in a way, right? These researchers. you know, you're on that path. And these are experiences that you can have. For the STEM folks in the room, if there's lab experiences, those are noteworthy and recognized by then the companies and organizations that also have labs, right, where you could work. And then I touched on this a little bit, but the research opportunities at AU. AU is an R1 research institution. R1 is a Carnegie classification that indicates, I think it's like the highest level of research output by faculty, right? So that provides a very open and engaging way to interact with faculty. You know, there are chances for students to present at conferences. That looks amazing on a resume and also is an amazing experience and also provides you with great skills. So again, as you focus on your classes, that's why you're here. There are all these other opportunities that both enhance the academics and then also provide you with skills that are going to help catapult you and move you to the next level and on and on and on. So that's my bit. I'm certainly going to be here for questions, but remember, the takeaway I would say connect with a career center while you're here in your first year. It doesn't have to be the first week, second week, third week. I know you're going to be settling in, focusing on courses, getting that rhythm and that routine. But shortly thereafter, a visit to us to say, Brian, I don't know what I want to do. Where do I start? No problem. Happy to help with that. You might say, Brian, I kind of have an idea. Can we talk it through? We sure can. Let's see what information I can provide. And then I've got students who go, this is the plan. Year 2, year 3, year 4, senator, governor, okay, let's talk it. Let's talk it through, right? Let's take a look. So I'm gonna stop there. Samantha, let me hand it back to you, I think. And then I'm here for questions later afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brian. So much important information, not just for first years, but really for students as they continue
Mhm.
throughout their time at AU. And you mentioned the connection to alumni. I know that your office also has a really robust kind of extended support piece for the young alumni. So the
Yes,
relationship extends far beyond graduation in some ways as
right.
well, too, in appropriate ways. So thank you so much. And again, if you have questions about what Brian has shared related to career services, anything at all, please feel free to put them into the chat. As we switch gears now into a new topic, we'll try to we will make space at the end to circle back to any and all that will be helpful to answer for the group. So shifting gears a bit, let's move into another topic, which is kind of in my bailiwick, if you will, family engagement. So I know that there are students online. There are also family members, parents, and family members online this evening. This is really, we know the student is coming to school, not the parents, not the family members. However, you're all coming to the AU community. And so while all of the resources have the student first in mind, families are there at the student's elbow, supporting them from the wings, not in the residence hall, but from home and from their various locations. So we want to be sure that we as an institution are also supporting the family members, making sure that we are lots of great opportunities for communication, keeping you informed, and providing you with resources to support your EAGLE. So supporting your EAGLE in flight, let's dive in. Just a little overview of what we're going to cover. I have a short video to share with you. We'll discuss maybe some lessons in that video, share some tips that come from other EAGLE parents who have been at the community for some time, and then we'll wrap up at the end and with general resources for family engagement, and then we will open up the floor for questions. So let's jump into this video. It's a little long, but I think you'll find it interesting. So hopefully a colleague will let me know if I have any audio issues. So fingers crossed it works.
Can't hear anything.
You might have to share the sound before you
Aha.
your screen.
All right, so let me figure out how to do that. Give me some tips, Savara.
So you have to stop sharing your screen
Okay.
first and then reshare it, but then you'll have an option where it says share screen and audio.
Thank you for that. I think I'm told that every time and I always forget. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you. And should be clear at this point. Okay.
Yes,
Thumbs up?
sir. Hey, don't get lost,
And
all
it's
right?
working now.
All right, cool. Hey, what do I need again?
Garlic bread.
Right, get the
Texas
one.
toast.
Yeah, not the one with the cheese.
Okay.
Just straight garlic bread.
All right.
All right, big boy status.
You don't need his parents.
All right. See you soon. He doesn't know it, but I'm gonna be tailing him and just shadowing him and making sure that he's okay. He's on the elevator right now. I'm running down the back stairway and I'm just gonna follow him to see if he follows all the instructions I've been giving him throughout the years on how to be safe out here in these city streets. There he goes crossing the street by himself. All right, I'm watching him. You see him running? There he goes. He's right there by himself, crossing the street. All right, big boy status. Big boy status. He does not know I'm behind him. Doesn't know I'm behind him. I can't be seen. I can't let him see me. Okay, he did it. He entered the supermarket. He just went in the supermarket. He's by himself. Doesn't know. Everybody's watching me. They think I'm being creepy right now. You don't know where to look. You're lost. We'll figure it out. That's what life is about. All right, let's see if we figured it out. Still looking. Doesn't know where to look. Thank you. Found it. Can you figure it out? I don't know. He's looking something up. He's doing something. So good. He found the garlic bread. He was a little distorted. Reason why, I told him to grab a certain brand, but he figured it out. He grabbed another brand, and he tried to call me, but I couldn't answer because I was busy recording him. But now I am going to stand over here while he pays at the cash register, and I'm going to wait for him to finish paying, and then I'm going to follow him back home to make sure that he crosses the street safely. He doesn't talk to strangers. I had to find the right, I had to position myself where he can't see me when he walks out of the store. So I'm over here in the cut by the Chinese restaurant right now. And then as soon as I see him, I'm gonna start recording. So I'll be back. Oh yeah, he went and bought himself a little something extra. I only sent him to the store for some bread, for some garlic bread, and he got a bag of chips. All right, I guess that's his reward. All right, you got that, little man. I ain't tripping. Gotcha. I gotta hold this camera steady. All right. Take a look. All right, let me see him, guys. All right. hope he doesn't just stop in the middle. He definitely stopped in the middle. All right, I get it. All right, I mean, you know what? He's doing the right thing. Let me not turn around. Oh, I got I know everybody's probably looking at him like, why is he just standing there? But he doesn't know how to cross the street like a New Yorker yet. All right, not quite yet. Not just yet. All right, here we go. He's going to cross the street. All right, he's walking down the block. He has no idea I'm there. He has no idea. Behind him. All right. He doesn't know. Please. No. You don't know. I took him to the store by himself for the first time. Yeah, baby. I see you. I see you. That's what I'm talking about. You did it by yourself, man.
Wait, where
Solo
were you?
dolo. Where was I? I was in the cut.
Huh?
I was in the cut.
Yeah, but like, where were you?
I can't tell you. I can't tell you where I was at.
You were
But I had my eye on you the whole time. And you did that. You did your thing. Big boy status.
So you were behind.
One day you won't leave your parents, but I'll always be here for you regardless. For as long as I'm here. And even when I'm going, I'm gonna watch over you. Cool? And I see you got a little extra treat for yourself, and you deserve it. Alright? And I like how you crossed the street and you did everything that I taught you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And cut.
So a little video. I'm going to share my screen back to the deck. One moment. So, wanted to make sure that everyone can get back to where we were, back down past the video. So the video was a little bit long, I know, but I think it had some really interesting elements that would help us kind of consider as family members and as students what our families are thinking about as they send us off. So what stood out to you? What was familiar? Maybe a parent maybe saw themselves there. Maybe what was new, something they hadn't thought about before. Feel free to put some details into the chat. Some lessons that I think are really great from this video. Number one, family members, you've done a great job up to this point. Trust that you've raised them well. Let them go to the store by themselves, theoretically. They're going to go to campus by themselves. Let them figure some things out. Lesson two, I think that's pretty good from the video. It's okay to watch, but from a distance, not hovering at their shoulder, but saying, okay, let me know what's happening. Keep me posted, but from a distance, observe and support. Also, you will get the call when something isn't working out, just like the boy in the video tried to FaceTime his father. Your student will reach out to you when they need something, and know that they have a great range of AU staff members here nearby, and they will also call home when they need you. And to think about, is it time to listen or is it time to help them problem solve? Also, a reminder, what you already know, your student, your Eagle is capable. Let them show you what they can do. Let them show you that they can make those decisions and problem solve and really be resilient through any challenges that might pop up, small and medium-sized and large. And also remember to give clear positive reinforcement when your student succeeds. Just like the dad said, okay, you did good. You did that really well. Just remember to check in instead of it just only being kind of what you still need to do. Like, good job, you did that well. Keep up the great work. Then really pretty straightforward. Your student may get different garlic bread. They will do things differently than how you may want to do them, but it will still be delicious. So always remember that they are capable, able, and ready to go, to support them from home. And for students to remember that your families want you to succeed. So even if they ask you to do things a certain way, you can say, I've got this, I can figure this out, or I need some help. They're also going through this experience for the first time as family members with you as students. So here's some tips that some parents shared with us that I want to pass on to you as those with students coming into AU for the first time. Show them you care. That may be a phone call, a text, a care package, a letter, an actual paper letter, mail, and it may be visiting. It may be, discussing when they're going to come home next after they start their semester. Whatever ways that work best for your family. Sometimes it's sending a picture of the family pet at home is always a good lift me up for students. If your student has a chronic health issue, begin to plan now, whether it be making sure that they have reached out to the Academic Services and Support Center, Access Center, ASAC, for accommodation support or anything at all, our health center. Make sure you start that now instead of waiting until it crops up later if you hadn't made preparations. Also, and this is specifically from one parent, class of 26, set expectations that it won't all be perfect, that there may well be an adjustment period. I may edit that to say there will be an adjustment period, and every student will go through it their way, but know that it's part of the journey for everyone. Perfection is not goal, and is pretty infrequently that will occur. And for family members, a reminder to use the resources that we have already begun to share with you and will continue throughout the academic year, newsletters, the Soar Support Canvas course, the family webinars, and then not lastly, but one last tip, attend Family Weekend. This year it's in early October, and it's a time to return to campus if you're able. Look at your student in person, you get to see them, and you get to also celebrate around and participate in things that are on campus. So we program a really amazing event for families, students, faculty, staff, and alumni each fall. And then to move on to what's next, key is to really see all the things that we have available to you. I mentioned them already, and I added here Family and Supporters Orientation, which will be this year on August 17th and on August 18th. You select one date. The registration for that has gone out in newsletters the last couple of weeks for families. And so if you have any questions about registering, about the event, don't hesitate to write us. And of course, our webpage listed there has all the information that we post each year. Most of that information is static, but we'll update that with recordings of webinars and different information around information that we want families to know. The newsletters become beyond weekly. We move to a bi-weekly model for the newsletters during the academic year. And so you'll have information on an ongoing basis for family members at home. And then that's our email address. And there's also a Facebook page with information for you as well. And so with that, I want to leave you with a picture of the new Student Family Programs team. You read about us. We've been sending you lots of information since May from our office. And this is our office here. And we have Miles Fiescher, we have Chris Hensley, we have Ben, Juliana, and myself in the back row. In the front row, we've got Numa Khan and Savara Ube. So just wanted to be sure that you know who the people were, just not imaginary friends, sending you lots of emails and lots of communications, and really preparing to support you and welcome you to campus. So with that in mind, I want to pause there. Brian's name and my name, and I'll stop the share so we can access the chat and really be able to answer any questions you have along the way about career services or family engagement this evening. And I will ask my our amazing graduate students online, our interning GA, to let us know if there's, as you've been monitoring the chat, if there's any question that's best answered live, feel free to unmute and pose the question so Brian or myself can respond. It may be that you have answered all of them. But please, please, please let us know if there's any question that we can answer live. Savara, Numa?
There is one question that seems like a couple other students are having issues with, so maybe you can direct them to a specific email address, but they're stating that they are not receiving emails from what I'm assuming is NSFP, as they had asked that question during your presentation.
Thank you for that. Yes, I do know that there have been a few students who haven't been getting emails. We were notified of that a few weeks ago, and we have been working on that issue with our Office of Information Technology, OIT, as we call it at AU. And so we are working on that. If a student has not hasn't written to let us know about that information yet, please do so immediately. Please write to orientation@american.edu. And that way our office is both orientation and Eagle Families. And so on the orientation side, we can begin to problem solve and ensure you get your the information. So far, there's also an online archive of the newsletters that have gone out since the late spring. So we can be sure to get our OIT or IT team to make sure that we can solve that if we don't already have that in process, and make sure you get all of the information you have. That also applies to family members. So for family members, please email eaglefamilies@american.edu, and that way our team that can help you similarly with both the technical piece, make sure that you are included in the distribution list, and also be able to send you the links to the newsletter so that you have all the information you need moving forward. We apologize for that technical issue. It is something that we've been working on and just popped up again this week. And so we are steadily working, and our colleagues who are the experts on the tech side are helping us working towards resolving that. And we are want to be sure that we have your names if we don't have that listed. Any additional questions?
Folks, if you can search, the student should search their email for the word handshake. It's going to be a welcome to handshake, right? Email. Those usually go out the end of June or July, sorry, usually like July 17th, 18th, 19th, something like that. I'll check with our IT person just to make sure that's when it went out. It does come from the company Handshake, but should be labeled, it should have AU all over it, right? That's the platform that the Career Center uses. Sorry, my office, not so much Kogod School of Business. If your student is primarily Kogod School of Business, they won't get a handshake email. They're going to get contacted by the Kogod office with their primary platform, which is much more focused on business employers. So.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. I see another question about when this webinar's recording will be available. It will take us probably into next week for our team to download and reformat this webinar recording, and then it will be added to our new Eagle Essentials webpage. So give us a little time. It takes us, a few days, up to a week or so to get them uploaded. We get help, technical help from another team member, another office. And so we'll be able to update that along with all of the other New Eagle Essentials webinars that we've hosted since, I believe, June. So if there are any topics that you want to circle back to, you're not sure about, please do. It's kind of easy to watch a recording if you're doing laundry or, doing something else at the time. So you want to make sure you get all that information. And tonight's will be posted soon as well. I see a question about health insurance. And so health insurance is not our topic for tonight, but the answer is yes. Health insurance or proof of health insurance is required for every student. And so I would direct you back to the Flight Ready course students, and for family members, we've also included information about health insurance in the family newsletters. And you can Google at American, go to the american.edu website and then put in the search function health insurance, or health insurance waiver, and you'll be able to get the information about that as well. Any other questions that we can answer on the topic of career services or family engagement? I think we've covered most of them. I want to remind everyone to put students maybe to put in their calendars down in the semester, go to visit the AU Career Center, as Brian said, and for family members, if you haven't already, sign up for Families and Supporters Orientation. If you're not able to bring your student, if your student's coming in independently and not coming to campus, sign up or plan to come to Family Weekend if you can. And if you're not able to come to campus, just note there are tons of resources available to you that our office will provide throughout the year that are all virtual. So you don't need to come again if that's not on your schedule. Thank you all for coming. I think we've covered most of the questions that we can this evening. And with that, Brian, any closing remarks from your side?
I'm all good. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending. And again,
Thank you.
you got a lot of information tonight. During orientation, there are career services sessions, so you'll see those on your calendar.
Thank you so much from the Office of New Student and Family Programs. Know that we'll be sending even more information. We're not done yet. This is our last New Eagle Essentials event. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for chiming in. Keep an eye on your emails and don't hesitate to reach out. Students should write to orientation@american.edu, and family members should write to eaglefamilies@american.edu. We look forward to seeing you all in person in a few short weeks. I hope you're enjoying the rest of summer, squeezing all the juice out of the berry, enjoying it. And thank you all. Thank you, Savara Numa. Good night, everyone. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Good night. See you later.
Good night. Thank you.